Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living 10 a.m. meditation. My name is Joni Bellman, and I'm a practitioner. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I invite you to take a moment and just get settled wherever you are in your home, in your office, wherever you happen to be, wherever you feel most comfortable, and take a deep breath in, feeling expansion as you breathe in and release as you breathe out. Take another deep breath, holding that breath for a few seconds and then breathing out slowly, allowing your body to completely relax on the out breath. With each breath you take, you're feeling more relaxed. Your mind is opening, becoming clear, ready to receive. As you breathe and open your consciousness, you are becoming still and even more ready to receive. Listen to the voice of the inner presence and accept the divine guidance that is yours. As we clear out our minds and breathe easily and effortlessly, let us be open to the infinite power of the One. Be still and know. Passage from the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Be still and know that I am God. I am still in this presence. I am quiet and peaceful, for I put my trust in the One. Great stillness steals over me, and a great calm quiets my whole being as I realize this presence. The heart knows of this Most High within, and it is still in this presence. The heart puts its whole confidence in this presence alone. In this presence, I am still. Listen to these words and take a moment to breathe them in. I am still and receptive to life. I behold all my brothers and sisters in the image of the One. My friend, I see spirit. And through my friend, I feel the presence. In the hand that gives the one hand. Hear in the voice that speaks of love, the one voice. All partake of the nature of the one, for it lives and expresses through all. I perceive that spirit is in all people. I perceive that spirit is in my friends and my family. I perceive that spirit is in everyone I come in contact with. Let us surrender to a few moments of not speaking, but just listening to the music. A great stillness has come over me, and a great calm quiets my being. Rest in the knowing that I am not alone in the one hand, the one voice, the one intelligence, always present, always being expressed. This wonder silently goes on, and all being helped by this inner power which operates through me and through everyone. I will give thanks to this power within that is silently blessing and helping everyone. This life within blesses all mankind. I affirm in this presence, I am still. I receive as I listen for the voice. I will walk in this presence and I will be led into the all good as I am inspired to reach out to my brothers and sisters. This power within is spirit, and it blesses and heals all who come near it. And I feel this inspiration of spirit guiding me in whatever it is for me to do, whatever it is for me to share. I am still in this presence. I am quiet, full. I am loved and I am blessed. Share with all his experience, being part of the one. Help me to remember that I am still, I am peaceful, and I share in this blessing with all of humanity. As we return back to our surroundings and return back to our rooms, let us know that we are being protected and guided as we move forward. You may now start to open your eyes or move around, whatever feels comfortable. Knowing that you are protected, you are guided. Namaste.
Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Julie Matheson. I'm a practitioner here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm happy to be sharing today's announcements with you. Due to the current pandemic, we'll be offering our Sunday celebration live streamed to our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL, and it will be posted later to our Facebook page. Mark your calendars for Sunday, September 13th. To attend our parking lot service in the Northwest Masonic Temple. We have all missed seeing each other during these times. You're invited to start arriving as early as 9:30 a.m. and you'll be directed to a specified parking area. Upon arrival, you'll be given the FM radio station to tune into to listen to the meditation at 10 a.m. and the Sunday celebration at 10:30 a.m. in your vehicle. Please remain in your vehicle during both services. However, if you'd like to bring a chair to sit outside, there will be a specified area provided for you to do so. Masks will be required whenever you're outside your vehicle. There are more details about this special service in our CCSL weekly e-newsletter and on our Facebook page. Feel free to contact the office with any questions as well. Everyone is invited to join us via Zoom for our ongoing Wednesday community connections from 7 to 8 p.m. See your CCSL weekly word news e-newsletter for the Zoom sign-in or call the CCSL office. You can also find the Zoom sign-in on our Facebook page. We've added a new component of spiritual practice to our Wednesday Community Connection. We will be doing the 40-day prosperity program developed by John Randolph Price. Reverend Gregory Toole has created a private Facebook group called CCSL 40-Day Prosperity Challenge, and everyone is invited to join. On the Facebook page, click where it says to join the group and feel free to invite others from our community to join the 40-Day Prosperity Challenge. Please join Reverend Gregory on Sunday, September 6th for our next community meeting from 12 to 2 p.m. via Zoom. This meeting is titled Spiritual Practice Around News Stories. Spiritual Practice Around News Stories. See your upcoming CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for the Zoom sign-in information. Would you like to have some fun and feel more connected with your CCSL community? Join us for our next virtual choir project. All you need is a smartphone and the willingness to sing. We will take care of all the technical stuff. Everyone is welcome to participate, whether you are in the choir or not. The music team is looking forward to co-creating something special with you. For this opportunity, please contact Carissa to let us know you're in, and her email address is carisa@carisacreates.com. If you want prayer after service or anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website at columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our website. Mark your calendars for our next Open Heart, Open Mic event on Friday, September 11th from 7 to 9 p.m. We have such great talent each month, and you don't want to miss this. You really don't. It's so precious, and any talent is welcome. Contact Jim Hetzer at jahetzer@sbcglobal.net. That's JAHETZER at sbcglobal.net to learn how you can share your creative talents. That's the news for today. Let's all sing our opening song.
Everybody, get up onto your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up onto your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Yeah, 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 yeah. I see it in everyone. Yeah, your light is shining brighter and brighter every day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Good morning and welcome. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is an inclusive organization. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupolo, and I am so glad that you are joining us this morning on our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now. And remember to give it a thumbs up and to ring the bell. We're really glad you're here. We're glad that you are joining us, whether you're watching us live streaming or if you're watching a recorded version. We are honored to be part of your day whenever you watch us. You also might be watching a recording of today's service on our Facebook page. So we always post a copy of this service on our Facebook page later on Sundays. So now it's the time to read our mission statement. Would you please read our mission statement along with me? We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. Thank you. I'd also like to thank practitioner Joni Bauman for the beautiful meditation today. She is also holding virtual high watch for our service. And that just allows us to go a little deeper into ourselves to experience the divine. So now I'd like to reintroduce practitioner Julie Matheson, who will be assisting me today. Julie.
And with the ringing of the bowl, we now begin our sacred service. And now I would like to introduce our community member, David Gallick, who will be giving us the reading this morning. David? David, you need to unmute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
A reading from Yehuda Berg. I do believe that the original sources of all religion should be taught, because with that we will find our similarities, not just our differences. I believe that if Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus, and Moses all got together, they would be the best of friends. Because the spiritual basis of all religions is something that builds unity. Thank you.
Now let's let the music take us within.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know. Oh, be still. Be still. Yeah. Be still. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
Please join me in an affirmative prayer for our service today. I acknowledge and recognize the abundant nature of our universe. It is joy and peace and ease and grace. And it is the true sea that we live in. It is the true air that we live and breathe, whether we realize it or not. And it is so good, it is so good. And I know I'm one with this. I know that every person present in all life is one with this divine love, this divine timing, this divine grace. It's in all of us, everywhere, present at once. And we can never turn it off. It's always on and it's always there loving us. And I speak my word for our service today, that this service is blessed, that every person here is blessed, that the words are blessed, and that the songs are blessed. And I just know that this time together is sacred. This is our sacred service. This is our sacred time together. And I'm so grateful for this time. I'm grateful for the technology that brings us together. I'm grateful for every person here. I just know that each person gets what they come for today, and then some, and then some. Thank you so much. Thank you all that is. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Okay. Kindness is the balm that soothes the wounding of this fragile world. Kindness is the medicine that heals our every ache. Kindness is the way, the path that leads us to the heart of love. Kindness is the voice that bids the sleepers to awake. Find a way to be kind.
Thank you, Carissa. Gosh, kindness. Find a way to be kind. That was amazing. And I just checked our script. We have a script that we use, and Carissa wrote and performed that. You have such an amazing gift, and you are such a gift to our community. Thank you. Well, it is my honor and my pleasure today to have a sacred conversation, another sacred conversation. And today, the sacred conversation I'm going to be having is with a religious science practitioner. Her name is Marcia Calder. She lives in Las Vegas. And because of, this is kind of one of the blessings of the pandemic, is that we get to have a conversation over Zoom, because it's much easier to do that here than to bring her in from Las Vegas, but we certainly would have done that. Marcia has been a practitioner, I think it's been over 10 years now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And Marcia also serves as a hospice chaplain. So we're going to have a conversation today. We're finishing up the month of August is our diversity and inclusion theme for the month. So we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a hospice chaplain and how diversity and inclusion falls into that. So Marcia, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here today.
Oh, good. Glad you're here. So will you just tell us a little bit about kind of your work in the world and what people need to know about you?
Well, in a nutshell, this is a second career for me. I had spent about 25 years in marketing and advertising and public relations, and then I focused on my family for a while, and this job literally found me. I was looking for a way to serve in my community. And Las Vegas, as you may remember, a few years ago, we had a tragic shooting on the Strip. And I so wanted to serve in the capacity of a practitioner at that time, but I didn't have the qualifications they were looking for. And that spurred me into conversation with one of the ministers in my center. And she basically said, hey, I could use some help. And she helped me get myself together. And I've been doing that for the past couple of years now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So as a hospice chaplain and a religious science practitioner, I know, I believe that hospice gets called in when people are going to die, right?
When they are given a terminal diagnosis or have a particular condition that there is no anticipated recovery.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it's usually 6 months of life or less is when hospice is called in as most effective. We do have patients that stay on service for longer than that, but typically it's just the last few months.
Okay. All right. And I'm sure when you go in, I mean, of course, as in religious science, we believe that it's all God and it's all one, but I'm sure that you have patients that you see that don't have the same belief that we do.
It's all across the board. And technically, in my role, I am non-denominational. So I am pretty adept at deflecting where do you go to church and what's your background and what do you believe? Because it's not about me, it's about the patient. So I have run the gamut from Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Protestant, Catholic, Mormon, and everything in between, and the I'm not sures and the I don't knows and I don't think so's. All of those are part of the equation as well. But it's my job to be a part of the team. We have the team that takes care of the body and the medications and all of that, and I call myself the head and the heart person for the patient. So the things that they sit there and fret, they're in a bed, their body is not cooperating, but many times they still have the same thoughts and desires and wishes to be fulfilled as an individual, but they're limited by their disease process. So I go in and we talk about the things that keep them awake at night, the unfinished business, the unforgiveness, all of those types of things. Some patients are more willing to delve into that kind of work than others, but I just meet them where they're at and support them the best that I can.
Mm. Gosh, what an amazing service that you provide to humanity.
It's not for everyone, but I really do enjoy it, and I really do feel my prayer every morning is, God, use me in your fashion. And it's interesting sometimes the things that come out of my mouth that I don't expect.
Mm.
So I know the divine is actually doing that work, and then the responses that sometimes happen. I've had some very interesting scenarios, like a Jewish patient with a born again Christian daughter who
Mm.
they're expecting the daughter to be saved on her deathbed, but that was not the patient's wishes nor the family's wishes. So I had two clients that day. One was the patient, and well, three maybe, her sister, and then the daughter was a separate issue altogether, because I wanted to talk to her about, are you okay with it not working out the way you wanted it to go? So I support the family as well at this time.
Wow. And what did she say?
She was rather resistant to any further conversation. She had one thing in mind. She was there for one particular thing, and that was to bring her mother to Jesus. And
Mm.
no other conversation was entertained by her at that time.
Oh.
So I did pray for her when I got in my car, so that she found peace as well. Mhm.
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. So this, um, it might be, how can I put this? It might be obvious for me because I've studied religious science for so long, and it may not be obvious to me or to some other people, but I'm really curious about your training and your practice in religious science, and how it helps you, how you apply it to your job.
Well, I think it's imperative for me to have this training and this background, because the first thing I do in the morning is I do my spiritual practice, and I get myself centered and prepared for the day, because I take it very seriously. It's almost like an athlete needs to train and to practice before they go into a meet to be at their, at their peak.
Mm.
So the same thing, I can't be distracted by my own, drama or whatever happening in my life. When I go in, I'm not fully present for a patient. So that's where I do my practice to make sure that I am fully there for them. And I have a chart that has all the information that about the patient and everything like that. But one of the things we do in religious science is we don't listen to the story. And as a practitioner, I always say, you look for the thing behind the thing. The person may say to you, oh, I would like to have prayer for my dog Skippy, because Skippy's sick. Well, the prayer doesn't really turn out to be about Skippy being sick. It's about the person feeling alone or feeling scared, or whatever their concerns. So I do the same thing when I meet with my hospice patients. I look for them, because everything in my chart is simply the story, their medical history and all that kind of stuff. And I can gather some life history, where they've worked, where they've lived, and, their family dynamics and so forth. But I go straight to their soul. And many
Mm.
times I'll come home and I'll mention something that I experienced during the day. And my husband is a medical practitioner. I'll say, what's the diagnosis? I go, I don't know. It's irrelevant. I'm not there for that. I'm there for them. And I sit in that oneness, and there is such a God presence in that moment, because people are so raw and so open and so ready to have that real conversation, because they've realized there's not much more left.
Mm.
So now is the time when the rubber hits the road, and they're ready to get in that space where they feel prepared for what's next,
Mm.
for the next full expression of who they
Mm.
are.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, I mean, what an amazing opportunity, and what an amazing, like, example of, I'm thinking about our teaching symbol, And as you go in and you've got a chart for this patient, and the diagnosis is like the bottom of our teaching symbol. It's the outward expression of almost like it's almost like it's old news. So you get to go in there and you get to practice every day, not looking at what the story is and not looking at the diagnosis, but rather coming from the top of our teaching symbol, coming from that oneness, coming from that place where their soul is really who they are.
Oh,
That is an
absolutely.
amazing example.
I've gotten some wonderful advice as well, you know,
Oh.
deathbed advice. But there was a unifying factor in death. You know,
What do you mean?
well, it levels the playing field. I've gone into $1 million neighborhoods literally, and sat at the bedside of a woman in silk pajamas with makeup and her hair dyed and everything, because that was what was important to the family, that she preserve her dignity and be well kept through her illness. And then I've been in a trailer park, and I had a little poodle tinkle on the floor beside me. So it's an experience where I don't spend time looking at any of that. I'm there for the individual, because everybody just really desires to be validated and to feel love. Simple. And it doesn't matter what the packaging is. That's where the oneness comes through for me. And I just see God shining through in each of these individuals. Mhm.
Gosh, boy, that's probably true for every person, right? That we just want to be loved and we just want to be validated, no matter if we're on our deathbed or
Mhm.
on a Zoom call, you know, or in a Zoom service. We just all, gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what is some of the advice that you've gotten?
I have a patient, and she was very, very sweet. And she had a non-specific diagnosis. She had some things going on, and there was like a dementia component, but she didn't fall into a guideline of a particular condition. So with that being said, the nursing staff and the facility staff didn't really know how to approach her. And she was a wild card, but somehow we connected, because I would just sit with her and I didn't see all of that. Yes, she had behaviors, and she had quite an extensive 4-letter vocabulary. But I just wanted to talk to her, and I just drilled down, and whenever she had some of those behaviors with me, I just said, well, we're not going to do that, because I can't stay if you're going to talk to me that way, but I want to spend some time with you. And when she realized I wasn't deserting her, I wasn't just there to hit and run, that I would spend time with her, then she opened up. And then she started to share with me. And a lot of her conversation was fabricated, I'm pretty sure. But we had an opportunity one time to talk, and she really came from the heart. And I said, you know, she goes, well, you just sit with me, and we would just hold hands. And I said, sure, what would you like to talk about? And she goes, I'd like to talk about heaven. So it was like, well, describe to me, what is heaven to you? What do you expect to see? What do you expect to experience? And every time I asked her a question, she paused, she closed her eyes, and she took a breath. And then she answered me. And I'd ask another question and everything. And then I finally said, tell me what your process is. You pause, you put your hand on your chest, and you breathe. What is that? And she goes, oh, well, this is where God resides, right here. And so when you ask me these questions, I just take a deep breath, and then I listen, and God gives me the answer. Wow. And I just said to her, you are so wise. And she goes, are you kidding me? And I said, no, I'm not kidding you. I'm not making fun of you. I said, I really think you're wise, because she was really giving me a heartfelt answer, and it was her genuine truth. And I thought that was beautiful. And we were sitting here in this facility, and most of her caregivers think she was, you know, nuts. But I thought she had just this brilliance of how she approached her life and our conversation. So that to me was a huge gift that she just listened for the answer and there it was.
Gosh,
Mhm.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? And we could all take that into our own lives,
It's so
right?
simple. It's very
It's so simple just to pause and to breathe and
Mhm.
to listen and then to speak from that place.
Absolutely.
Wow. So in our practitioner core here, we're kind of like we're meeting frequently and we're talking about what it means to be a practitioner and what it means to be a practitioner in our core. And that was one of the agreements that we've been talking about is before one of us speaks is to take a breath.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what she talked about. And I think that's why we do that. We didn't talk about the intention behind it, but it's that so that we can come from that place where God resides.
Absolutely. And I had another patient at one point, and the family was born again Christian
Mm.
and very much preaching in every moment. There literally was a huge thing on their doorbell. So right in the middle, it said, "If you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, press this bell." So, and there were wind chimes with crosses, and I remember standing on the doorstep for the first time, and I thought, "Wow, this is going to be a fun ride." Um, so I just absolutely adored this woman's son, who was her primary caregiver at the time. And he was always proselytizing, always proselytizing. But the thing that really did him in was the prayer, the treatment that I would do. And so the style that I have adapted for my work is it's a treatment sandwich, I call it. So I start with Heavenly Father,
Mm.
5-step treatment, and then say, "In Jesus' name we pray" at the end. And it's really interesting to see people with other religious backgrounds kind of process what I'm saying. And so it got to the point where that um, very fundamental Christian loved what I said. It spoke to his heart in such a way that I allowed him to record my prayer when I would pray with the family before I would leave the visit.
Oh my
Because he would call me later and say, "You said something when you were praying, and I really love the way you said it. And what was that?" And I go, "I don't know. I'm sorry. God was speaking."
God.
He recorded it, but I feel in a way I kind of introduced a little bit of science of mind to that family and gave them just a little bit of something different. And
Yes. Yes. I
Mhm.
love that. The what did you call that? The prayer sandwich?
Yeah, it's a treatment sandwich. Mhm.
Treatment sandwich. I love that because um, it really speaks to how we can use the words like Heavenly Father and in Jesus' name. We can use
Mhm.
the words of a traditional Christianity
Mhm.
and bridge that gap so that possibly people's hearts open and they're open to us.
Well, and also for people, sometimes when a chaplain comes in, I don't like to use the C word all the time because it can be intimidating. I say that I'm spiritual care
Mm,
because it amps some people up. They think there's an expectation that they need to be religious or they need to be better behaved or what have you. So when I do the Our Father, it tells them we're starting, and then the Jesus on the end tells them, "Okay, we're winding up." So it helps some people who really don't have a framework.
mm,
Many people think that they're atheist because they've not been to church or they don't have an affiliation of any type.
mhm.
So they assume, well, I guess I don't believe in anything, so I'm an atheist. So then the conversation kind of turns into, well, how do you feel the world is put together? And they've learned that they're agnostic instead. So,
Mm,
mhm.
nice. Interesting. So, how is it? We have just a few more minutes. Do you ever find yourself like taking your work home with you? Like worrying about patients or
Well,
Mhm,
oftentimes I sit there and I build into my prayer is that things are unfolding according to the divine plan. So for me to be authentic as a practitioner, I need to realize that that's truly what's happening. So there have been the occasional patients, but I think it's because they hit something in me that's triggers a memory or something unresolved, or you know how that is when something pops up in front of you and you go, oh shoot, I need to look at that myself.
Mhm.
I think those are the only ones that have been on my mind, that I feel perhaps that they aren't at a resolve and that there's more work yet to do.
Mhm.
And they're the ones that I think about and kind of plan my next
Mm.
visit with.
Mhm.
As far as worrying about them, I say that they're prayed up and they're good to go after
Mm.
when I make that final visit with a patient. I
Mhm.
know that they're quite ready and quite prepared. And
Gosh,
yeah, I'm
that's
ready to go as well.
yeah. So it's sometimes I hear what you're saying is sometimes you get triggered and there's something for you to look at.
Mhm.
But really, I mean, when you're done seeing a patient, unless there's more work to do, it's in God's hands,
Absolutely.
right? You just kind of turn it over. And you used a phrase that kind of made me chuckle, that they're prayed up. So our teacher, before she made her transition, Reverend Cynthia, remember when she was the chaplain at Summerlin Hospital, I can remember she would say, I could never do my job without being prayed up.
Mhm.
She used to use
Absolutely.
that term. Yeah, prayed up. Um, so speaking of prayed up, I'm very interested in, you said, what's your spiritual practice? I I like to talk about spiritual practice because I think our own personal spiritual practice is really important. And I just say that because I know how important it's been for me. Can you talk a little bit about what your spiritual practice is?
In the morning, I get up and I read out of the Ernest Holmes. I think right now it's called, is it 365? I have an older version with, who is it, Raymond Charles Parker?
Mm,
It's
mhm,
Richer Living, but it's just a daily devotional,
mm,
and I read that just to get myself in a good spot. I have a very dog-eared copy. A lot of times I'll take a picture of it and send it to a friend or make a photocopy and bring it to a patient.
mm,
And then I meditate for a bit and then just do my morning prayer of gratitude and ask for spirit to just move through me. I'm grateful for the job that I do and the interactions that I have. I know it is God's work that I do. I make no mistake. You know, I
mm,
leave my ego behind and I allow God to move through me and to see the individuals and serve them in the best way that I can, and allowing God show through,
mm.
speak for
Great.
me.
Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you for that. It's always nice to hear different people's spiritual practice. So as we kind of bring this sacred conversation, as we do bring the sacred conversation to a close, is there anything you want to leave us with? Anything that I didn't ask you? Anything you want us to know? Anything you want to share?
Well, I would just say if you ever find yourself in the position of making the decision to call in hospice, you can always call me.
Oh,
I'll give you my honest opinion. Um, but it's nothing to be feared. For me, it's a very sacred work because I feel like I have a foot in two worlds. As the patient is straddling the here and the
mhm,
hereafter,
mhm,
I feel very honored. It's a very, very sacred place to be. And I honor that space when I'm there with the patients. And I believe that my spiritual practice and what I know to be the truth about the world around me, that flows into the room and it brings everybody down to a level that
mm,
we in communion together and respect the patient and their wishes as they make their transition.
mhm.
Um, so it's not anything, it's not so scary. And me, I used to be terrified of death and could never even imagine seeing a dead body. That was just, I
Really?
couldn't fathom that. Yeah.
Oh, I
The,
didn't know that about you.
oh, whoa, totally freaked out. Yeah, totally freaked out. I am not a medical person. you need a Band-Aid, talk to someone else. I'm just not that person. But this is, for me, somehow a very different line of work than any of that.
Wow. Wow. Inspiring. Wow. Great. Thank you. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for opening your heart and your mind and giving us a peek into the sacred and super important work that you do. The world is a better place because of what you do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we always end with a prayer. Would you give us a prayer to end our talk today?
Absolutely, I would be delighted.
Thank you.
So join me in a breath. And as we bring this conversation to its conclusion, I remember that there is only one source, one God, one perfect being that moves in and through each and every one of us, animating us with our thoughts, our feelings, our words, our actions are all in this oneness. This oneness is perfection. It is love. It is divine right order. And I know that it is my birthright. And it is for me as it is for you who can hear my voice. And knowing this, we take this information that we've heard today and I place it into each and every one of our hearts. Allow it to soak in, to absorb the message, to feel it, to know that the divine has spoken through the music, through the prayer, through the announcements, through all of it. What we have seen and heard here today, and also in the background, it is blessed. And I claim for each one of us a beautiful day, a peaceful existence, and a joyful heart. And as I release my word into the action of the law, I know as it is spoken, it is already done. And with great thanksgiving and with great, great blessings of gratitude, I let go, I allow God, and I release. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcia and Reverend Amy. There is only one, so let's celebrate that with this song. Did you know that you got something? You couldn't lose it if you tried. You know it follows you wherever you may go. You gotta learn to love it, baby, 'cause it's always there inside. No matter how far you step aside, you cannot step outside yourself. You're still in it, in it, in it. Always in it, in it, in it. You're still in it, in it, in it. You're still the one, still the one, still the one. Ain't nothing that you can do. You are me and I am you. Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. So now is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you all for the ways that you continue to support our center during these times. We're honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually, and we appreciate your gifts, your donations, and your tithes. They're important for us because we still have things that we have to pay. We have to pay our we get to pay our musicians, we get to pay our support staff, and we still get to pay our rent. So we still get to circulate spirit in the form of money. So your donations are important, and it also helps us to fulfill our vision of a world that works for everyone. So as we engage in the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am one with the one, I am one with the one, I am one with eternity. I am made perfect in amazing grace. I am made perfect in amazing grace. I am made perfect in amazing grace. I am one with the one. I am one with the one. I am one with eternity. Focused in joy, I walk in love. Focused in joy, I walk in love. Focused in joy, I walk in love. I am one with the one. I am one with the one. I am one with eternity. I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am abundant, I am unlimited. I am one with the one.
Time to thank Marcia Calder for, oh, sorry, I forgot the prayer. Julie, over to you. Sorry.
That's okay. That's right. Please join me in affirmative prayer for receiving our gifts and offerings today and for this amazing service. I know there's only one infinite spirit. I know that it is generous and loving and kind, and that it is infinitely available to all of us who claim. All we have to do is claim. And so we're doing that today, and we're receiving today, and we're grateful for the oneness that we bask in, for this unity that we're a part of, for this community that we're a part of. So grateful for everything that was spoken today, all that we received in wisdom and learning about hospice and as a sacred service, as the way that we learned it today through the wonderful interview. And I'm grateful for all that we receive financially, grateful for all that we receive from all your talents, all of our talents and treasures that we share. And so I know that the service has been very blessed and our time together is blessed. And so in gratitude, I release this into the law of giving and receiving.
And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Ah, thank you. So now is the time to thank Marcia Calder, practitioner Marcia Calder, for being with us today. What a great way to wrap up the month of diversity and inclusion. by hearing how a hospice chaplain sees the diversity and yet the oneness through all people. Thank you, Marcia, for being here today. And let's thank Carissa Holmes for her beautiful voice and her flute and all of the beautiful music that she provides us. Thank you, Carissa. Thank you, Tony Bernardi on the piano, the amazing Tony Bernardi, Joe Nelson on drums, sorry about that, and Steve Parakis on bass, who have collaborated all of their musical talents today. Thank you also, David Gaelic, for giving us our reading today. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here with us today, for making this service possible. I want to give a special shout out to Jay Westfall, who jumped in at the last minute. We had some technical opportunities to overcome, and she stepped right in and really helped us make this service happen today. So thank you. Thank you all. And if you're joining us for the very first time, we'd love to send you a welcome packet. You can find a button on our Facebook page to contact us. You'll also find the number for our office on our website. We'd love to get you some information about us. And also, if you're not getting the Wednesday Weekly Word, our online newsletter, you can call the office or contact us through Facebook. And everyone is welcome on our Community Connection, which is our Wednesday night gathering, and that's at 7 o'clock. So thank you all for being here. Nice to have you part of our day today. Nice for us to be part of your day today on Sunday. So please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.